It's 8 p.m. and here are our top stories in 90 seconds. It's a Denver7 weather action day, and right now there's just about any kind of weather you want. We saw tornadoes on the eastern plains, hail in parts of the metro, and in the high country, we have heavy snow.
Lots of action out there at the present time. Snow, thunderstorms, fire danger. I'll let you know, expect overnight and when skies will start to clear.
State health leaders are facing several hurdles to get Coloradans vaccinated.
It's not a resistance to vaccine issue. It is what you might call a hesitancy or laziness issue.
And for the highest risk Coloradans, a local hospital is encouraging people to undergo antibody infusions.
I was amazed, totally amazed. Felt much better in 2 days. I had no lingering effects, where she was in the hospital for 8 days.
Karen Garner's family wants Loveland officers fired and charged after video shows them joking about aggressively arresting her.
I was like, all right, arrest the girl.
And big changes to the state-run public health insurance option proposal.
My constituents, to be honest, I don't think care how it happens or what it's called, but they care about a lower price and a more quality product.
Good Tuesday evening, and thank you for watching Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jessica Porter. We have a Denver 7 weather action day in effect right now for all kinds of weather across our state. This evening, we saw tornadoes on the eastern plains. Storm chasers caught this land spout near Kit Carson County. New tonight, a rock slide has parts of Boulder Canyon closed right now. You can see a lot of rock debris covering Highway 119 at the moment. This is about a half a mile from Boulder Falls. And in the metro, we've seen severe thunderstorms that have produced hail and caused power outages. Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson joins us now. Mike, that's not all, because we have heavy snow in parts of the high country as well.
And the foothills as well, Jessica. There is a winter weather advisory in effect as close as Conifer and Evergreen, just to the west of Golden, up in the White Ranch open space, all the way down into Roxborough and down to the south. And that is up to 6 inches of snow expected to fall. It's rain over the metro area right now, but it is snow about above 7,500 feet, and that snow level is going to drop down to 6,000 feet overnight. That's all just a big old rain out of the northeast plains. Earlier, we had the strong thunderstorms. Southern Colorado missed out on the brunt of this, but we're going to have more rain and cold temperatures already dropping into the low to mid 40s across northeast Colorado. That's going to be down into the mid 30s by morning. And so strong storms on the plains, heavy snow for the mountains, and rain snow mix in Denver. Great moisture. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches of liquid, and we'll take that this time of year, especially with the drought conditions we've had. Full 7-day forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mike. Right now, US 36 in Boulder County is closed because of a fuel tanker crash this afternoon. Colorado State Patrol says the tanker was carrying 8,500 gallons of gasoline. There was an active leak that has been stopped. State Patrol says it is a lengthy process to get the fuel off the road, so the highway may not be reopened until tomorrow. Governor Polis says it is easier than ever to get a vaccine in Colorado right now. Every adult is eligible, and there are drive-up, no appointment required sites offering shots in every corner of the state. So why are some providers ending the day with leftover doses? Here's the governor's take.
We're not at it's not a resistance to vaccine issue. It is what you might call a hesitancy or laziness issue. It's people and we know this from research, they will get the vaccine, but it's not immediate in their minds. They're thinking, I'll get it in the future, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months, maybe it's some indefinite date. Well, that time is now. Step up and get it. So it's a matter of convenience, of ease. There's people who still think they have to spend an hour reloading web pages and it's hard to set up appointments. Guess what? It isn't. Easy to set up an appointment, and you don't even need an appointment. You can just show up and get it.
2.5 million Coloradans have gotten at least one shot. Communities of color have lagged behind in receiving the vaccine, an issue the state insists is being addressed. Although more Coloradans are getting their COVID-19 vaccine, there are still many who are testing positive for the virus. Colorado health officials say just today there were more than 800 new cases. Because of that, finding new ways to treat people who get sick is top of mind. Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez spoke with doctors at UC Health on how antibodies could be the life-saving treatment many patients are in search of.
Gary Springs remembers exactly how he felt after testing positive for COVID-19 last November.
I felt feverish. I had a slight headache.
He got sick shortly after his wife tested positive. Both had pre-existing medical conditions. Days later, they were told by their doctor about a new monoclonal antibody treatment at UC Health that could speed up their recovery while lessening their symptoms.
Why go through the pain when you can get rid of it?
Here's how it works. The antibodies in the treatment prevent the virus from attaching to cells in the human body, making it harder for the virus to replicate and cause harm.
This treatment is monoclonal antibodies. These are antiviral proteins that are taken from people that have recovered from COVID and are found to be the most potent at neutralizing the virus.
Dr. Adit Ginde with UC Health says monoclonal antibody treatment is a way to quickly clear the virus from the body. It's administered in the form of an infusion.
I was amazed, totally amazed.
Because of low oxygen levels, Gary's wife wasn't able to receive the treatment. But almost immediately after his infusion, he felt drastically different.
I felt much better in 2 days. I had no lingering effects, where she was in the hospital for 8 days. And then when she got home, she still has some lingering effects.
Especially for people already in high-risk groups, this treatment could be life-saving. And the sooner they can get started, the better.
Giving this medicine, monoclonal antibodies, to outpatients, so these are early in the course of disease before they get hospitalized, that have COVID-19 can reduce their risk of hospitalization and death by up to 90%.
To be eligible, you must have symptoms and test positive for COVID-19. You must be older than 65 or younger than 65 if you have risk factors for severe disease.
Anybody who qualifies for it definitely should take it.
People recently diagnosed with COVID and interested in this treatment can schedule a virtual visit with UC Health to see if they're eligible. Ivan Rodriguez, Denver7.
Now, back in December, I chatted with a Denver man who was undergoing trials at UC Health for this same antibody infusion treatment. William Stanton tested positive for COVID-19 and was experiencing mild symptoms when a nurse recommended bamlanivimab. He says he believes the drug prevented him from getting seriously ill.
This is a scary thing, and like the nurse was telling me that it could literally be within minutes I go from feeling okay to feeling really bad, and I feel fortunate to not have to have gone to experience that.
William is a diabetic with asthma and high blood pressure, so this was one way to really save his life. The CDC said today that vaccinated Americans do not need to wear a mask outside unless they're at a crowded event. They are still recommending masks indoors. During a nationally televised speech today, President Biden announced the new CDC guidelines, using them as a way to try and convince people to get vaccinated. Tomorrow night, President Biden will lay out his plans for the nation. You can catch his address to Congress on Channel 7 at 7 p.m. And stick around for Denver7 News at 10. We'll have in-depth 360 coverage of the president's remarks. Until then, we want to know, what do you hope to hear from the president's address? You can share your thoughts on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Tonight, Loveland City Council addressed the booking videos released this week of Karen Gardner's arrest last summer. Gardner is the 73-year-old woman with dementia seen in police body camera video being thrown to the ground by officers and having her shoulder dislocated. Police were stopping Gardner for shoplifting $13 worth of items from Walmart, which she did return. Yesterday at 8, we showed you new video of officers joking about the interaction while Gardner sat in a jail cell. Tonight, we asked Loveland City Council member Andrea Sampson and Mayor Jackie Marsh about this latest video and what is being done to hold the department accountable.
I have requested for the creation of a civilian review board that would be independent of our police department.
And I think we need officers to think like that. What if that was my mother walking away from Walmart? How would I want another officer to treat her? And that's what we have to get to, because in the end, we're all human beings.
During tonight's special meeting, public comment lasted for almost an hour, with community members calling for more oversight and accountability of Loveland police. Garner's family attorney is clear in what they want out of this. In a statement, their attorney writes, quote, "They want justice for Karen. They want justice for all the other vulnerable, powerless people that have been hurt by this department. They want these 5 officers fired immediately. They want them to be criminally charged yesterday. They want the city leadership that hired these individuals, fostered this culture of abuse, removed. Enough investigating."
My constituents, to be honest, I don't think care how it happens or what it's called, but they care about a lower price and a more quality product.
State Democrats have scrapped their proposal for a state-run health insurance option.
We are disrupting the healthcare industry with this bill.
We look into the changes being made to get you quality care.
A very active night still ahead. The thunderstorms give way to heavy rain and in many areas, heavy snow.
And coming up later, women are feeling the impacts of the pandemic worse than men.
I was so excited. I was like, yes, I get to work. Then COVID happened that next March.
What's being done to get women back on their feet?
Our economy, we cannot talk about recovering. We cannot begin to recover until we find a way to get women back to work.